Hey guys, Crazy Calendar Lady, how you doing? You might notice I look a little bit different today. I'll tell you a little bit more about that later. Um, so I hope you are having a wonderful day today. Today is Saturday, November 4th, 2017. I don't know about for you all, but it's a mildly chilly, nasty, overcast day here. But it's still better than, snow. So I won't complain too much. So, did you do anything for yesterday? Read a book, read up on some Egyptology for King Tut Day. Did you maybe learn a little bit about home brewing or try some new candy? Um, did you talk about the things that you're skeptical about for National Skeptics Day? You guys know I always put little extras down there in the description, so I promise I'm not ignoring them. um, so, tomorrow, the 5th, is Guy Fawkes Day. Um, and I know, like, everybody's like, remember the 5th of November, and I don't know the rest of the poem. So, maybe I should look that up. But so it is also known as Gunpowder Day because Guy Fawkes was actually about to light the gunpowder that his group had put in the basement of Parliament um, before they got caught. Um, the one thing that was not made blatantly clear was, what are we celebrating exactly? Are we celebrating that he was caught and that a lot of lives were saved because they weren't able to blow up Parliament? Or are we celebrating him and his group and the fact that they were fighting for religious freedom? So, and if you guys haven't seen, I hate all these rules about copyrights, but if you haven't seen V for Vendetta and if they want to sue me for promoting their movie, that's just silly. Watch it. It's a good movie. And then, trust me, you'll know what I'm talking about when you see the movie. Try to try to say the speech that he does in there. I can't do it. I can't. um, it is the end of daylight savings, and that always happens on the first Sunday in November. And to go hand in hand with that, a lady named Nancy Christie decided to come up with Zero Tasking Day. And basically what that is take that extra hour that we get, kind of, at the end of daylight savings, and just take that hour for you. Don't do anything that you don't absolutely have to do. Rest, relax, take a bath, watch some TV, lay in bed, do whatever, but, don't go, oh my gosh, okay, I have an extra hour today, I can clean my house and do some errands and, do something with the kids and make lunch for my husband and, blah, 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 everything that I can do in 60 minutes that I didn't have yesterday. Don't do that. Just chill. It's okay. I think people forget the importance of taking care of themselves. And a lot of times I've been told, you can't take care of anyone else until you take care of yourself first. And I was like, yeah, okay, right, whatever, until it happened to me and I was so stressed and so tired. I was snippy and, kind of not really fun to be around. And I'm like, oh, I get it now. Yeah, sometimes it takes a kick in the teeth to realize a lesson. But, at least now I know, right? Tomorrow is also another important day in football. I know we had football day the other day, Jersey Day. to wear your jerseys for your team. But a while ago, well, pretty long time ago, um, there was a sports fan who was really frustrated because he wanted to get an NFL team to come to Texas. And like he even offered to purchase one, you know. He had a lot of money. Um, and he just couldn't make it happen. So he said, you know what? I'm not giving up. I'm going to start my own football league. And there you go. It was the beginning of the American Football League as opposed to the National Football League. Um, so on November 22nd, the first actual draft occurred. But this is when we celebrated. This is when he started out. Um, and his name is Lamar Hunt. And unfortunately, he has passed on, but I think that he left quite a bit of a legacy. He also ended up being the co-founder of the Major League Soccer and the World Champion Tennis. I'm sorry, I was reading from there and it didn't sound right. um, he was the co-founder of Major League Soccer. There wasn't supposed to be a "the" in there. And World Champion Tennis. So I guess he was a big sports fan all around, and I think that's awesome. You know, like we were talking about with Dollar a Day the other day, if you can do it and it's something that you enjoy, do it. You know, if it's not hurting anybody, you know. And I think that as a result of that, he's brought a lot of fun to people because, you know, people love football, people love sports. There are people that love tennis and soccer, which is football, and in other places in the world. Yeah, so American football is nothing like Spanish football because that's soccer. Um, and today is also Commercial TV Day. Now, it's celebrated today. And this is another one that's got a lot of stuff behind it because, you know, it was invented like in the late 1900s and it's been kind of worked on and tweaked with. And I mean, it's still happening today. You got HD and Super HD and 84-inch. Who needs an 84-inch television? Really? Um, and curved and 3D and, you know, oh, goodness gracious. But at any rate, it was originally a very mechanical device. It wasn't very, like, the picture wasn't sharp. You couldn't really make out human faces. They would actually use, like, dummy mannequins so that people could see it better. And then in 1928 was started as WRGB, which was then W2XB, was started as the world's first television station. So there is a lot of stuff behind it. And if you're interested in it, you know, look up the history of the television. Okay. So much stuff. Okay, so I'm gonna wrap it up with those on the days. For weeks, tomorrow starts Drowsy Driving Prevention Week. And that's just, you know, it's kind of like a DUI. You're driving under the influence of a drug or alcohol or medication. When you're driving and you're sleepy, you're not able to pay as much attention, you know, and goodness forbid you fall asleep. Whew, I've done that and it's terrifying. So always, again, please be careful. It is National Animal Shelter Appreciation Week, which, of course, I totally appreciate all the animal shelters, especially those that don't euthanize. It makes me really sad that, you know, that has to happen sometimes. And If I could save all the animals, I would, but I can't. It is COPD Awareness Month. I actually learned a little bit more about this from a doctor visit the other day. The healthy. See, I don't know how much I can say because I took medical school. So there's these little things. Okay, in your lungs, you separate. There's one thing goes to one lung and one thing goes to the other lung, right? And then they like branch out. And then at each of the ends, there's these things called alveoli. And they take in the oxygen out of the air that you've breathed in. When you get to COPD, these things, they can't, they've become deformed. They can't absorb the oxygen very well, and so it's really hard to get that oxygen into your blood system, and it can cause all kinds of problems. And again, I'm sure you guys have seen all the commercials for the medications. It is Gluten-Free Diet Awareness Month. Now, some people, this is a controversial issue for, because some people think it's real and some people think it's a bunch of nonsense. Gluten, right, okay, whatever. But, I've spoken to people that have stopped, like, all gluten cut out of their life, and they're like, I feel so much better, and then, oh my gosh, I had a piece of bread the other day and I felt awful. So even if it's only psychologically, if it makes them feel better, that's great. And some people really are allergic to it, but it's just suggested, like, if you bring something to a potluck or something, just put the ingredients on it. So, if there's somebody that does gluten-free, or there's somebody that's a vegetarian or vegan or allergic to something, they know what's in it. Can't hurt, right? And it's not that hard. Okay, all right. I have just, like, this has not been my smoothest post to date. Oh, and I cannot forget, I told you I was going to tell you about my face. So, you guys know that Samhain, Halloween, is my favorite holiday. And some of you know that I'm a little bit gothy. I like some of the old school goth music and the black hair and the black makeup. So that's why it's so dark. Because I met this wonderful woman today. Her name is Sarah, and she works at the JCPenney in White Oak. Really wonderful person. And I asked her, hey, do you have something dark? And so she started showing me stuff, and she's like, oh, well, we have this. And then she wanted to play with my eyes, and so it was actually really fun. And like I said, she was a really nice lady. So that's why it's so dark. It's not for any other reason. And actually, I think it looks pretty good. Now the product itself, I did eat with it. You have to let it set for a minute. And it came off on my glass. So, but it didn't come all the way off. It's still black as black. So anyway, I wanted to thank her very much for, just having a little fun. And I walked out with a couple really neat products that I'm going to have to try, like a couple masks and stuff. And I'm really excited to try those. So I will, I don't know if I'll be able to link you to her, but I will definitely put something about her in the description and where you can find her. And it was wonderful, wonderful to meet you. Thank you so much for your help, Miss Sarah. So now I get to go scare all my neighbors. Yay! All right, well, you guys have a great rest of your evening, and I hope you have a great day tomorrow. I will see you tomorrow evening for my next post. I will write a little bit more in the descriptions. As always, feel free to comment, share, and if you want to post some pictures, go on the Facebook page. I will talk to you later. Bye.